Hey buddies, welcome to Video Games Awesome Live. Today we're checking out Mage, Noir, Infinity, the digital version of a successful Kickstarter campaign to make a physical game, CCG, collectible card game for you non-eggheads out there.
CCG.
This is sponsored by Catapult today. You guys know I'm a huge Magic fan. Hearthstone previously before the company went corrupt. So today we're going to be checking this out. I've gone through all the tutorials. This is by what's the company?
I just had it. Dang it. Double Combo Games.
Yeah. I've gone through all the tutorials and I'll be heading into... So the game is free to play. First of all, you can check it out on Steam. Check out the link in the description. And you can choose from 4 decks to start your journey. And luckily, because I am sponsored, they gave me all 4, so I can play all 4. But I believe that for free, you can have one of the 4, and then you can earn boosters, I believe, as you go with by earning influence, used to get booster packs.
Okay.
Or you can, of course, speed up that progression by buying booster packs. But so far, I've been really having fun figuring out the intricacies of this game. Similar to Magic, of course, like most CCGs that came after Magic, but unique. It's got some interesting elements to it. I'm gonna show them to you here. Right now, I'm playing against the AI on extremely easy. The AI is right now. This is just like basically we're playing the deck just to see what the deck does.
Okay.
Including, they give you a special card called "This is a tutorial." If you feel like just finishing the match. You're playing the water elements, so you'll need drop and wave components. Components I'll tell you about in a second. Water relies on the versatility and amount of its components to defeat the opponent.
So hold on, what deck are we playing?
Water.
Okay.
Keep condensation on the board to feed your unleashed ocean later. All right. So down here, by the way, I'm not an expert. I've only done the basic tutorial, so I'm probably not. Don't ask me too many questions. I'm not going to know the answer to many of them. I don't know. I'm figuring it out as I go. So yeah, including giving you this card called "This is a tutorial." This says I don't have this kind of time, and it just inflicts 8 damage on the opponent.
Okay.
You each have 20 health. You guys can't see mine, but my little half circle here is similar to my opponent's up there, which has a total of like 6 elements. Even though you have 4 element decks, there's also stone and dark. Otherwise, there's wind, fire, earth, and water. And this, even this water deck already has some fire stuff in it. You can see the casting cost on the cards in the top left.
Right.
Top right, I guess, is the color of the card. And then every so often on the casting cost, you'll also see this. Like, that says wave times 1. It requires a wave component on the board to also cast. Components are basically the card, if the card title includes its components. So this is a wave component and an echo component. I believe that's how it works pretty much. Like, so this is a condensation component only.
Okay.
As far as what it counts as. This would count as an unleashed component, which I don't think will come up, but it counts as an ocean component. This would be a water and a drop component separately.
Okay.
So anyways, you start by adding, there are no lands or anything like that comes in. You just, every turn you get to put 3 mana into the available ether from 2 pools here. So since I'm gonna, what do I want to cast in my first turn? Probably condensation, because they even said that in the little tip. This one will go out there, at the start of your turn, lock 1 water mana spell from the infinite ether under this spell. I'm just gonna go get like a combo of, okay. So you're alternating between these 2 pools.
Okay.
As you add the mana to start the turn, and then you choose a pool. So obviously I'm gonna choose the one where I drop 2 in.
Right.
You like contribute 3 mana to these 2 pools, alternating. So this one only has 1 blue in it, and this one has 1 red and 1 blue. And these are shared between you and your opponent. So that is a huge intricacy to this game that I'm just starting to get my head around.
Add 3 mana to the available ether. So
between these 2 pools.
Okay.
So now down here, you guys won't be able to see it because because of the nature of our show. I'm blocking what I have down here, but I have 1 red mana and 1 blue mana from the pool that I chose.
Okay.
Every so often, when it's relevant, I'll lean back to show you. And with this type of game, obviously, guys, you're gonna want to full screen it so that you can see everything that's going on this little writing. But we're gonna be reading it out as we go here. I'm gonna drop down condensation because again, the tutorial I don't know, but it says. So when you put stuff out, you prepare it, you channel it to turn it into a component. Prepare it, I believe, also still counts as a component, but I'll see. I'm gonna see. I don't know. Hi, Lisa.
Oh my girl.
And then it's showing me that I can't cast anything else. So yeah, if you look at this card, then once it's prepared, you can channel or activate. We'll figure it out as we go.
Okay.
Choose where to redistribute the mana locked under this spell, so, and turn? Wait,
Choose
what?
where to redistribute the mana.
That, oh, wait, what? Okay, maybe I don't understand how prepare works. What, what's the spell? I take it back? Let me just, they gave it back to me. Okay, preparing's maybe not a good idea. I think I understood prepare, but I didn't. While in preparation at the start of your turn, lock 1 water mana spell from the infinite ether under this spell. When activated, distribute the mana locked under the spell between your mana reserve. Oh, so I guess anything prepared must be activated by the end of turn. I think that's what that was. Okay, ignore that. I'm figuring it out. Add 3 mana from the available ether. So again, I want like...
Water. Won't you always pick water and... Oh, you picked 2 water.
All right, so now down here in my pool, guys, I have 3 water and 2 fire.
So they stack?
It stays
like in
between
Magic.
turns. No, not like in Magic. You keep stuff in your pool between turns. The opposite of Magic.
Oh.
All right, so here's permanents. Permanents exist, and the board's separated in these different areas. At the beginning of your turn, your wave component applies their effects. Then this spell releases 1 water mana for each wave component you control. So this is gonna generate mana for me, and discard this permanent as soon as there's no water mana locked under it. So yeah, this mechanic of water locking underneath me. So I can only cast this when I have 2 waves. So I gotta get waves prepared, like wave echoes or surging waves. But the surging wave requires a drop. Water drop is probably where you need to go first. When channeled once per turn, may be counted by another spell as 2 drop components. So, interesting. If you're a Mage Noir, which is the name of the game, it counts as 2 drop components. It always counts as 2, so that's a thing. So channeling turns it into a permanent that just well, it's technically not a permanent, but it stays on the board. Permanents go over on the right side, but that doesn't really matter, I don't think, right now. So what they've just shown me, which is new to me, is it's locked mana underneath it. This is the first time I've seen cards that do this. So when it came out,
It took one of the mana from your left-hand wheel.
yeah, okay, interesting. Judging from the glow on my cards, I can't cast anything else right now. And it seems that's true, because I need waves and stuff, so I'm just ending the turn. Alright, so this is my opponent grabbing mana right now. I have 2 fire and 2 water.
Can you look
And
at
it's
their
an easy AI, so you're not going to see them really doing any damage to me. Alright, so I still have that locked mana. I wonder if I can use it or Alright, so I'm just going to start grabbing dark. And you'll see why I don't really care that much about how I'm distributing this. In fact, I'm going to grab this one. It has... Yeah, I'm going to grab this. It has 4 total mana. The other one has 2. So here's another thing about this shared mana ether pool that adds more complexity and strategy to mana. I always love to see how these collectible card games handle the mana problem, because ever since Magic, mana has been a problem of the game design. And we saw it's always interesting how they do it. This one like basically makes it a non-issue. You're sharing it between each other, and it's ramping up between the two of you. So no mana screw, no mana flood. So anyways, down here, there's this little button that you can hit as many times as you want in your turn to trade mana between these two available pools. So this one has 0 in it, and you can only ever choose the pool with the most mana in it. So it doesn't matter, because one has 0, one has 2. So for the cost of 2 mana, you can grab 1 mana from out there in the pool. So if I decide that I have, like, I can spend a water and a fire there, and I can go grab the dark that's sitting in this pool out there. Like that. And that's really good when you're playing an opponent who's not using the same colors as you, and you are accidentally grabbing a bunch of stuff that you don't need. And you also want to make sure that you're burning that stuff out there, because you don't want it to be like left out there for him to have like unlimited mana of his color or something like that, because he might ramp too fast and hard.
Okay.
So anyways, here we have a water droplet out there.
There's just kind of quiet music in the background. It's just
Yeah, I could up it a little bit. The intro music was pretty high, so I turned it down. You'll hear some sound effects and some background ambiance. So I do have the mana. I could cast a water healer, which would count as a water component. I'm wanting to, like, I'm gonna try to like keep my head wrapped around this by keeping an eye on like a card I really want to cast and then working towards it. As a beginner, I think that might be the best way to go. Like, I think the best card in here is like, like we want to start doing damage. Inflict 3 damage to any target. That's just a spell, though. I want permanents that inflict damage. And it seems I don't actually have any. This is the only permanent I have. It requires 2 waves. I'm going to work towards this permanent, which is like requires 1 blue mana and 2 waves. So I want to cast this Wave Echo probably to get started on that. But I need a wave out there to cast the Wave Echo. So I'm going to cast the Surging Wave that just requires a drop. Yeah, so I'm not going to cast it. I'm going to channel it so that it sits on the board. I could cast it as a spell and just deal 3 damage, but then I wouldn't be working towards my better card. So I'm going to surge it, put it out there. Which component do you want to use to prepare it? I'm going to use my droplet. You choose which to prepare it, what to use to prepare it, but you don't spend it. The water drop doesn't go away.
Okay.
So just to reiterate, guys, I just cast this by utilizing the drop that's on the board and 3 blue mana. I spent 3 blue mana and then just pointed to my drop on the board, which allowed me to cast it.
Okay.
Hello, Lisa. With no coaxing, just got on my lap.
Girl.
Becky kind of coaxed her over.
I actually am following. A lot of times with games like this, I let Fraser talk it out.
I have to talk it out. You're not going to hear much from
absorb.
Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anything Becky says at this point is going to confuse me. I'm still figuring it out. So now that that's there, though, I think, yeah, like I could have cast that as a spell, which would allow me to do what's written on the card, inflict 3 damage to any target, or 4 if you're Mage Noir. Yeah, I'm not going to try to confuse myself here. I'm just going to leave it at that. So right now I have a water drop out there and a wave. And both of them are doing nothing but just sitting and counting as components for me to cast additional cards later.
Okay.
So my opponent's been playing these, which inflict 2 damage to any target if they're cast as spells, but they're not doing that. They're preparing those as components as well. All right, so I'm working towards, like, my mana pool. I have 2 red mana and 2 dark. I don't even know what this is called. It might be called something else, but I'm calling it dark energy or something.
Hover over it?
What?
Hover over the triangle?
Okay. Arcane mana, mineral mana, vegetal mana, water mana, fire, and air. I'm gonna grab, like, it doesn't really matter here because I'm against a really easy computer.
It's nice that the computer is really easy to give you time to figure things out.
Basically, what I'm doing is playing the part of the game that you would just do if you were testing to try to decide between the 4 colors of a deck that you get for free from the game. So again, I'm working towards... Oh, this is a nice permanent. No, it's not a permanent. I want a permanent on the board, which starts doing things. And this thing, once it's out there, is going to do, at the beginning of your turn, your wave components apply their effects. Oh, so this one makes the components start doing things.
Okay.
Wow, okay, interesting. Then this spell releases 1 water mana for each wave component you control. So that means that this spell, which I told you guys I didn't cast as a spell, I put it out as a component, will start doing its inflicting of 3 damage per turn. You're petting my thigh. It's weird.
Sorry.
You keep petting Lisa and then going and petting my thigh gently like this is like really odd to me during a show.
Sorry.
Or like anytime. All right.
It's just the follow through from the pet.
Yeah, and it's creeping me out. All right. So anyways, I'm working towards that card. And again, this easy AI is just doing nothing, basically. Well, they just played something. What is this? A flame. They did 1 damage to me. So today on the show, we'll be pretty much checking out each of these colors. And then maybe doing a real AI battle against a real AI to see how a real match goes. Maybe I should have grabbed a bit of water. I don't know. Well, there is some water left over from my opponent. I could start maybe trading some mana for other mana, but we'll see here. So can I finally... 2 water components need to be on the board. So the water drops count as water, and the surging wave counts only as a wave. So I can't do... But wave echo... surging wave requires a drop. I mean, I could prepare that, but I want this... I really want Unleashed Ocean out there, which requires 2 waves. So yeah, that's my next move, is another wave. So I'm going to channel it. And it doesn't really matter, I'll choose this. There we go. And then I have 5. I could start trading if I feel like I don't need all that red mana. I have 5 red mana and 3 dark. I think I might do a trade to grab, well, I mean, it's just dark out there. I don't really need that much dark either. What I need is for these to be filled with some water. But I might as well do this. The more I do this, the more I'm taking away from my opponent, I suppose, of potential. I don't know if he has stuff that can use Arcane, but yeah, I'm not sure. Like, the deep strategy hasn't started to formulate in my head yet, but...
So this was made by 2 guys.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's wild. And then 7 artists contributed the art.
Did the 2 guys make the digital game? Or did they outsource that?
They made the digital game.
So they designed the board game
'Cause
and then
one of
went
them-
ahead, they're like, that's insane.
They met creating board game, or creating video games.
That's so interesting that, like, I wonder if a lot of games like this prototype via tabletop first and then make digital. We've seen one other one on this show. All right, so I want water mana galore if I can get it, So this has more mana overall, but I really want my water mana, so I'm choosing the one with 3. So we're gonna go with these Unleashed Ocean. This is where, like, the ocean strategy really comes off. I have 2 waves out there, so I can now do this. My first permanent. So now that that's out there, at the beginning of your turn, your wave components apply their effects, which means that this is going to apply its effect, and that's going to happen every turn. If it had been cast as a spell, I'd only get to deal 3 damage once. But now that these are out there as components, with the combination of the Unleashed Ocean, they're going to do 3 damage each every turn.
Wow.
If I understand correctly. I think I do. Hi, Lisa. Hi. She's happy. So this flame deck, working like a red deck does usually in most,
Ooh.
has been doing damage right at the gate, but hasn't been doing much in terms of preparing a long-term strategy. Select in which order you wish to activate the effects. Okay, interesting. And then I did that. Is there another one to choose, or is the confirm? Oh, there we go. There we go. So now I'm hitting my opponent with. So I like the versatility built into the game. Like cards are multiple things. Ah, so that discards after that because okay, I want to read that again.
Ooh, 3 water, nice. Discard this permanent as soon as there's no water mana locked under it.
So yeah, I still don't understand the locking of things under. Like, yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
Because unlike drop, which says.
Did we maybe not have a water mana left?
And it releases 1 water mana for each.
Component you control.
I don't know how the locking happens. So let's see here.
Interesting.
I have a card that could utilize. Wow, they mix in a little bit. I like this how the decks like mix in a little bit of each color. Like this even has a little bit of green mana mixed into its casting. It's possible you're supposed to wait because that's a one-time thing. Wait until you really build up the board on your Unleashed Ocean. That's interesting. Anyways, the water healer. Any target gains 3 health points. Apply the effects of 1 wave component you control. I could do that. I wonder if it would be a good idea. Yeah, so. Let me see. I'm gonna do this because I draw a card. You're doing it.
Oh, fuck, I'm sorry.
It's so weird. It's hard to concentrate. Put the mana locked under the spell. Oh, that's how you keep your wave going right there. Shoot. Put the mana locked under this spell under another spell you control. Then you may pay 1 water mana to return Tide spell from your discard pile to your hand. So this would have kept the Unleashed wave going. I'm learning. So by casting it, you go like that, and then you discard 1 card. I'm going to get rid of the one that requires place the mana locked under the spell under another spell you control. So I could put it under that. And then you also release mana from spells as you go. Like when they're used, they get released. I guess I have to actually click that. And then, oh, there, that's what locking is. So, okay, when you cast, the mana doesn't go away. And I knew this from the tutorial. When you cast a component or a card, when it goes out there, its mana doesn't just burn away and go into like nothingness. It sits in the card. It's invested in it.
Okay.
And when these cards leave the table, their mana goes back into the pool. And it gets pretty crazy pretty quick. I remember this from the tutorial now.
Okay.
All right. Any target gains 3 health points. So are my Magic fans out there who've watched all those streams tuning in yet? Any target gains 3 health points. So that's a spell. That's another droplet. I could put that out there. I'm gonna channel that. What happens if I activate this? It just does nothing because it had no spell effect. That's what I thought. All right, that was a good test because I didn't think so. Yeah, I need more. I'm just gonna end this turn. See what happens next.
Wow, so they have 12 fire.
Yeah, like, as you can see, like, mana can get crazy.
Yeah. So right
Like-
now we have 4 fire, 1 water, and 4 dark.
Alright, so, while this looks powerful, you become a Mage Noir. Alright, it's always good to be a Mage Noir. That's what rituals do. When you add mana to the available ether during your mana gathering phase, add 1 less mana. That's the downside. All rituals have a downside. But during your main phase, you may trade mana between your mana reserve and water spells at a rate of 1 for 1. So you get to, like, if you had like a build up. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so you get to unlock all your water mana basically and go crazy, I suppose.
Ooh, no. Select the other one.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. All right, and then I can tell you the green deck that I tested before the show is a lot easier than this. This one's like the concept for this one is a bit more difficult. Like if I prepare this, so there's my ritual, and then 5 mana went into it, and then I can, during my main phase, I may trade mana between your mana reserve and your water spells at a rate of 1 to 1. So to trade between them,
Thanks, Mystic Knight. Mystic Knight has the rulebook PDF in case we have any questions.
yeah, I'm at the stage where I don't even know what questions to ask. So I don't think I should have done that. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how I trade the water underneath my spells as this ritual says. It says during your main phase. Oh, it's doing it now. So the main, and then I can like, what?
Does it have something to do with that one over there? Oh.
Oh, activate its ability. That's how you do it. And then, so, and then it's letting me click these cards. So for a thing, a 1 to 1, what do I click to get that mana? I'm ending turn and seeing. The ritual sticks around though. Being Noir, Mage Noir is a good thing, even if it does have downsides. But thanks, Mystic Knight, for bringing up the rulebook, yeah. And then, let's see here. I'm only allowed to add 2, which again it's not a huge downside. It's like, because they're shared pools, it's like, who really cares? I'm just gonna do this.
Draw a card, discard a card.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna discard. I don't know. I don't think I need any healing. Do I want to do this action? Yes. And then I go, what? Oh. Oh yeah, because you get to bring it back, I guess, is what they said. Yeah, because it says on it, you may pay 1 water mana to return the tide spell from your discard pile to your hand. And because of my ritual, if I can figure out how to use it, I should have an abundance of mana to do this with if I want. I just don't know how to do it. It says trade for a 1 to 1 ratio to get the mana that's locked under your stuff out. I don't get that. Place the mana locked under the spell under another spell you own. Oh, I guess there. And then I'm clicking this. That was from the tide. The tide went back under and stored in there.
Okay. So we have 5 fire, 1 water, 2
Please,
dark in our bottom left.
the AI is doing what? Deciding what to do. Nothing. Thank goodness they're on easy. Azure ring. Oh, good equipment. Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting bad draws or if the blue deck, like most blue decks, is just extremely difficult to understand. But this is a lot more complicated than the decks I played
Yeah.
in all my preparation for this. I should have known blue. Like, I could play this at any time, but it's not really something I want to. Like, I'm trying to, like, let's see what this equipment does. Equipment's also permanent on the board and does things. At the beginning of your turn, choose one option. You gain 1 health point. If you're Mage Noir, you may put 1 mana from your mana reserve under 1 spell you control, so you can continue to store up mana. That seems to be what this blue stuff is all about. So to cast that, I'm going to need some mineral at some point.
Right.
Surging. I'm going to play my awesome tutorial card. There we go. Now I'm not going to be confused by it anymore.
So that did 8 damage, so now they're down to 5, and we're at 15.
I'm going to draw another card, see if I can get something. All right, I'm really getting a lot of stuff that, like, requires minerals now.
Interesting.
Just going to get rid of that. And then I get to put mana from it under a spell I control. All right. There we go. So that thing, he's just gonna do 1 damage to me again. I'm at 14 health, guys. I'm not really in any danger. The opponent's got 19 red mana, but not doing anything with it.
Wow. Yeah.
I really need minerals, so I can only generate 2 mana, but I have so much mana that I can start doing trades to go get the stuff I need, including, there's not a lot to trade for. These mana ether, the ether is not full of much mana. There's only 1 to trade for, but there, I got it. I got 2 mineral now, and I'm probably gonna try to play Prodigious Source permanent. Each of your water components counts as 1 instance of that component, permanents excluded. Additional instance, so you get tons of water components if you needed them to cast stuff. I'm gonna maybe, the Azure Ring requires what to cast? I wonder why it's not highlighted. It required, oh wow, I don't have blue mana.
Oh, what?
But I need my Mage Noir. I need to learn how to use this card, because it says during your main phase you may trade mana between your mana reserve, which is all the stuff over here, which I have tons of red mana right now, and your water spells, which includes these components out here, which have these numbers show you the mana locked under them at a rate of 1 to 1. So you activate the ability, then it shows me this. Things that glow can be clicked. So I'm like looking for the glowing. I can cancel, obviously, but now I'm clicking one of these. Now it shows me this. Do I click, like, do I, no. I was thinking maybe because this is shaped like the ether, like that's how it goes.
Trade?
That's the ether though. This is not what I want.
Oh, I see.
Right? That's the only, like, this is clearly a big part of this deck strategy, and I just don't know how to activate it. Because I can't seem to click. I'm going down here, guys, but I can't seem to click my... I can almost win just anyways by not doing this. I just have to draw into a couple cards that do damage, and then I get a free booster pack from this deck. But I'm gonna probably retire from blue deck for a while, just to see if I can play the game right with another deck. He's doing 3 damage to me. I'm at 11 health. I'll be fine, I think. Can you grab me the keyboard, please?
Yes.
I got a droplet. I need water mana again.
Oh, sorry, Lisa. Bunked her nose.
There we go. All right.
The good girl.
I have tons of droplets, which are spells which are basically only count as components. My Azure Ring doesn't do damage. Like, I can do 4 damage right now, but I just need a drop on the board? What the? I need 3 water mana, that's what's going on. And I only have...
1.
Yeah, I can only grab 1 from the ether. So I'm waiting till next turn. Hopefully that he doesn't kill me. He's not gonna be able to kill me.
I wonder what this looks like on, like, the board game with all this mana. I guess you just stack it.
Yeah, I don't know what they would use to count their mana.
Yeah.
Just adding up my water mana because I don't know how to use my ritual. Alright. I think I'll use then the Surging Wave will deal 4 damage now. Over to which component do you want to use? Yeah, I don't know what the significance of choosing the component to use because you don't use the component. It doesn't like destroy it or anything. I won, I got my booster pack. No more playing blue because I don't get it. I'm gonna go in and play, let's check out
Red.
the fire deck.
Yeah.
That is much simpler.
Yeah.
We always know red is
Reds I
simple.
get.
All right, so, and reds, like, yeah, through that blue deck, even if I was to unlock my blue mana, there wasn't a lot of damage dealing, so it was really all about keeping the Unleashed Wave out.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to quite use it right, and if I'd kept that going, it would have just, like, kept doing damage every turn, which I think that strategy was all about.
Yeah.
You'll need flame components. Fire realizes devastating damage potential to defeat the opponent. Don't hesitate to play aggressively to get part of your
Yeah,
mana
red deck.
back on your next turn. Yeah, and now we're gonna see what happens with getting mana back from using mana. So like red decks won't run out of gas, as we're about to see, I think.
Okay.
So we need to get flames out on the board to start to be able to cast other stuff. So I'm just gonna go grab some red mana. Yeah, that's all I want right now. Keep it simple. And I'm gonna put a flame out there, inflicts 2 well, yeah, so what we're gonna be moving up to is like, so I could cast this as, well, they told me not to be afraid to do it. So yeah, what the heck? Activate. Deal 2 damage. Now what happens to the 2 mana I used? I thought that it would go back into the ether. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, I don't know. Wait, did it? There's 3 red, no, it didn't. Maybe I don't understand that. Maybe it only gets locked up and reusable once it's been put out as a component then. So they did that. They put it out to prepare. I didn't.
Okay. Oh, we're playing a red deck.
Yeah, I might be.
Ooh.
Like, is there anything that I would be able to cast? Fire Whip. And everything else. Oh, this I could play. Crimson Ritual. I could become a Mage Noir.
Wow.
Lose half your current health points rounded down. You'd want to probably use this later in the game when half doesn't mean as much.
Yeah. But also it's a bonus to be a Noir, right?
Yeah.
Mage Noir.
you do get bonuses. I might want to destroy. Well, no, you can't target components that sit there like that.
You cannot target components.
At least with the cards that I've played with so far.
Okay.
I need a flame on the board in order to cast this fiery arrow, but the fire whip I can just. Okay, I can only prepare. What? Oh, it's equipment? Oh, it is. At the beginning of your turn, inflict 1 damage to the opponent.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even see that it was equipment. All right, we got equipment.
This
We're gonna
is
deal 1 damage per turn. That's
The
nice.
first time we've used equipment.
Yeah, we haven't been able to cast the rings yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can put that out there as Draconian Flame. I deal 1 free damage. I got a Sulfur Flame, and this doesn't require components to play. It can only be prepared by a Mage Noir, though, and inflicts 3 damage to any target. I'm going to start generating a little bit of dark. In fact, I'll do that. So I have 3 red mana and 1 dark or arcane mana. There's nothing I can cast right now. It's possible I should have put my flame component. The game told me to put my flame components out there, but I'm dealing 1 damage with my equipment per turn. 2 if I'm a Mage Noir, so that would ramp up. They just cast Flame, which did 1 damage to any target. After this spell is used as a component, discard it. And now I got a flame. Nice. Oh, thanks. All right. So I have 5 red mana and 2 dark. I'm gonna put out. I'm gonna prepare a. So channeling is the word used to create components. And it sits there, and it has 0 mana locked under it. This is what that number, I suppose, means. Yeah. The flame costs nothing to cast. It actually doesn't have a casting spell, because the thing at the top right is just its color.
Yeah.
The flame is just free to sit out there. Okay. Which
crazy.
means now I can become I don't want to become a Mage Noir yet. It's too early. Magma 7 damage to any target with Magma Eruption.
This is the card for the game.
Requires 3 flame. Well, that's the art back there. What do you mean the card for the game?
The card for this set, the test card, where you can deal all that damage. You told us that there is like, in this test phase, there's 1 card that you get in your hand that's like, I don't have time for this. Tutorial card.
Right
is
here.
that it?
That's
oh,
this. It says this is a tutorial. I'm gonna play inflicts 3 damage to your opponent or a fiery arrow. Yeah, they said don't be so preparing. The flame got used as a component. Oh, so these get discarded once they've been used. Other components didn't. Remember when I was like clicking my drop and I said it doesn't spend it, but flames do get spent.
Okay.
So once it's prepared, it can be either channeled or activated. I don't know why prepare instead of just simply channel or activate it in your hand. Because if it's sitting here at the end of turn, well, I want to see what happens actually. End turn with it prepared, and what happens? It stays there. When we were playing the blue deck, the thing I prepared disappeared, and I thought that it meant that you couldn't keep something prepared. Evidently you can. It's just something about that card that I tested it with earlier was different. All right, so it's prepared, that's nice. I'm not sure why you'd want to prepare things. I guess like, because mana doesn't go away, so. I got plenty of flaming mana. Maybe I should have prepared some, or got some mineral, but I don't have nearly the flames to make this happen, so.
We have 6 flame, 2 dark.
This is a flame that if I get it out there won't go away as a component on the board. So I want some wind maybe, and I don't think there's any wind in the pool. No, nothing to really trade
How
for
do you know
either.
what's in the pool?
You click and see.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. Or the ether, as they call it. Yeah, I'm gonna want some wind, and then I might be able to start doing stuff with my. I'll be able to do a lot of stuff once I got a little bit of wind out there. I'm now at 16 health. You fool!
They're at
You're just
14.
moving me towards using my ritual. I'm getting 1 free damage per. I like the art on this card. Fire mask. I need some green to cast this. Equipment for head. By the way, yeah, you can't have multiple equipment equipping the same part of your body.
Oh.
So, except for rings are unlimited. You can wear as many rings as you want. At any time, you may look at the top card of your deck. Components needed multiple times to prepare your fire spells are needed 1 less time. Okay. So, like, it'll bring down the cost of component requirements by 1. I'm gonna grab a wind. And a green, and I'll select the one with less mana. So now I can play, that seems like a card that's good to put out there. So it goes out, and now it is, so these, yeah, you can see the mana locked under it there. 1 red and 1 green. So that blue deck was all about unlocking the locked mana under your cards. If these are destroyed, I believe that mana gets unlocked. It seems like that doesn't count for spells, but yeah, I'm still getting my head around it. I don't want to become a Mage Noir yet. It's too... screw it. I'm becoming a Mage Noir. All right, so I lost half of my health.
So we're at 8.
But during your main phase, you may lose 1 HP to take 1 fire mana from the infinite ether and draw 1 card. You may do this multiple times per turn. So I took a damage?
Yes.
And I drew a card from the, and then, and I also get 1 fire mana randomly there. All right, so, I can also, oh, why can't I play, do I not have, oh, I need to put out a flame. I need a flame on the ground. Magma eruption, if it had mineral, could go out. Oh, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm bad at this. Oh, this is a flame. I could put it out, because I only prepared it. I didn't activate it in any way. They're getting to play their free component card. Oh, they decided to do damage with it. That's probably smart, considering I'm almost dead because of my Mage Noir status.
They have 11.
I want mineral and wind. So this was prepared earlier, so I can channel it to be a flame on the board for me, right? Yeah. Now it's oh, it's not even a flame. God.
Oh no.
It's an arrow and fiery. It's a fiery component. It's not a freaking flame. This is free. Channeled as a component. While channeled as a component, at the start of your turn, pay 1 fire mana or discard the... Oh. So this is a free flame, but it cost me 1 fire mana per turn to stay as a flame. Well, I'm desperate.
You could do that.
I could do 7 damage to my opponent, but that wouldn't finish them. I probably want to, like... I have a flame finally now. Whoa, I could maybe finish them off. Let me see.
They're at 8.
Oh, I'm so close, and then I'll win next turn.
Yeah.
Here we go, it's releasing it. So, yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't release it earlier. Like, they said, don't be afraid to play cards. Oh, because it was a... All right. I think the card I played didn't cost any mana, and that's why I didn't release any mana. So you can auto-release mana, and it goes back to the ether. So that's takeable later, or now if I want to trade for it. So yeah, if I played... Why can't I play Magma Eruption right now?
Oh, we have 1 mineral, 5 fire.
And it requires 2 flame on the board. That's why. So I need to channel this flame. And now I can play this. All right, I'm getting it.
Oh no.
I just put it out as a component instead of casting it as a spell. That was how I win the game. Oh, I'm just gonna play this is a tutorial card to win next turn.
Okay.
There.
Wait, well, you'll have to get a dark.
No,
Oh, okay.
0 casting cost.
Oh, 0 at the top left, right.
Pay 1 fire to keep my component, why not?
We're learning. Can you win without it?
Ish. I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
It's insane that the small amount of people that made this. Like
Yeah.
2 people,
Yeah.
including, and then artists, obviously.
Yeah,
And
7 artists. And they said, like, they have to thank their friends and family so much because testing a game is not always fun, they said.
I can't even imagine how hard this was to test.
Right?
I'm gonna play the air deck now to figure out how air works.
Okay.
When I play against the AI that is not on easy, I might be able to see how the water deck works by playing against it. You're playing the air element, so you'll need to need breath and wind components. Air relies on card draw and chains of effects to defeat the opponent.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I actually saw this I think I know what they mean. Try to play a tornado with a violent wind for a devastating combo. All right. Do I have those in my hand to see what they do? I don't see a tornado or a violent wind. So anyways, to start, we want to get, it really is about building up your board with components and keeping them out there. So I'm going to start by just like playing breath. There. So I have a breath on the board, allowing me to contribute to my casting cost of cards that require breath to play.
Okay.
Such as this one, the Zephyr. And this is the Zephyr, this wind deck, at least at first glance, is pretty easy to understand because, as you'll see here, all I need to do is play the Zephyr. Ooh, another breath. I'm just going to keep on getting wind. And I'll take this one because it has an extra bonus flame. Why not? I have 3 wind, so I can put a breath out at the same time. Why not? There we go. And so the Zephyr requires a breath to play and 2 wind mana, and I have 2 wind mana and 1 fire remaining. So I'm going to play it, not activate, not channel it, not put it out as a component. I'm actually going to play this as a spell, but you draw 1 card, so it's not like just wasting a spell to, there, I'll use that component, and then I'll shoot my opponent for 1.
Ooh, for 2.
Why did it do 2? What? Oh, it does do 2. Wow.
Right.
2 free damage, and then you draw a card. I'll have to see how much of the screen I'm blocking here by sitting forward. Good, not too much. Good. Acceleration. If your Mage Noir spells cost 1 less arcane mana to prepare. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything I can cast now, so I've got breath on the board. So far in this game, I haven't seen any way to remove an opponent's components.
Okay.
Like, he's got components sitting there that allow him to work towards casting spells. I don't know any way to remove that card. It's not a creature, and we've yet to actually see creatures on this board, I think. There are creature-type cards.
Yeah.
And
I feel like we haven't seen them.
I'm going to start generating some... Well, that pool has lots of... Well, that's nice. I'm going to grab this one.
Ooh, yeah.
3 wind and 1 arcane. 3 free wind from that one. My opponent left behind, or I kind of left behind also by putting it in there earlier. 2 breaths for this one. Violent Wind. They said the Violent Wind Tornado combo. I still don't have the Tornado. But Violent Wind does 4 damage to any target. If you're Mage Noir, the damage inflicted is augmented by 1 for each breath component you control. So it's powered up even more by more breath. Put 1 breath component you control back into your deck, third from the top. So it costs a breath in a way. Let's see here. I think card draw is huge for this. I'm gonna play this to draw a card, spending 2 wind mana. There's my Tornado. So why is this a good combo? Let's see. Inflicts 4 damage to any target. Apply the effects of 1 wind component you control. Then put that component back into your deck, third from the top. So that means they're basically saying play the effects. So you'd want to put, oh, okay. Like you want to put Violent Wind out there not as a spell, but put it out there as a component, because then you'll get to activate it with Tornado.
Which inflicts 4 damage.
Yeah, that's the combo they're talking about here. All right. Well, there's nothing to do this turn, so I'm passing. So this was in early access for some time, and they've polished it up thanks to their community. Tweaked it and whatnot. But they're still in a state where they want bug reports if you encounter them and stuff.
Their physical board game of this got sold in 52 different countries.
Holy jeez.
Can you even name 52 countries?
Nope. How does 2 guys market and distribute it into 52 different...
I don't know.
Wait, does that mean they just shipped to 52?
I think maybe
that means
for
that
their Kickstarter.
Yeah, that they counted up the countries that it got shipped to.
However, one of them they both speak English and French, from what I saw. And the one guy also speaks, I think it's Spanish and Chinese.
What the heck? That's an asset.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 2 flame mana, which I have, which kind of don't... Oh, I'm kind of showing you guys the mana now by leaning forward. So I'm spending 2 flame just to grab this one of these wind from the ether, which is a good trade because I want to play a Tornado. And we're going to see what this combo they talked about does. Activate Tornado. So I'm playing it as a spell, which does 4 damage to my opponent. Then...
Ooh.
Neat. Then I get to activate the effects of 1 of my components on the board. Cannot cancel this effect. Oh, you want me to choose this first? Then do it? Yeah, that's what they wanted me to do. So it did 8 damage. What? I get to do it again? No. Oh, then there's another thing. It says, I activate everything on the card, including the dealing damage, but also put 1 breath component you control back into your deck, third from the top.
Okay, so you have to select the breath.
Yeah, that's the downside. But the game, the wind deck is all about card draw, so getting to that breath component might be easier than with like another.
And I think we had done that already, so we should have a breath component coming out very soon. Which also makes it difficult to draw other cards, maybe. We have 21 health, they have 9.
I got acceleration. Oh my god, look at how much is in that pool over there. I'm gonna get a green out there, but so I have 8 wind mana and 2 dark.
And 1 fire.
If you're Mage Noir, this spell costs 1 less arcane. Maybe I should become a Mage Noir now if I can. I have the ritual. It's sitting over here, emptiness ritual, but it requires 3 arcane. And I don't think there's any more. Wait, is there an arcane out there? Darn. 1 more arcane and I can become a Mage Noir. I think I'm just gonna... I could use acceleration. Maybe I should.
Air is the fastest of all elements. It contains a lot of card draw to ensure you never run out of resources. It also suits the combo playstyle. Thank you, Mystic Knight.
So now that I've played that spell, acceleration, its mana goes back into the ether. I'm just gonna, well, I can decide how to release it and in what order. So if I really wanted a particular pool, I'm gonna distribute the dark mana evenly, so I have the better like chance of getting dark mana when I choose a pool next turn. I think that's a good strategy.
So for our mana right now, we have 6 air, 1 fire.
It's dealt 3 damage to me. I'm at 15. I'm not concerned.
Now we're at 12.
How's the pool looking? Right. So I would like 2 of the dark mana. Of the arcane. I'm just gonna keep putting arcane out there. I'm gonna take that and then I'm gonna trade some of my overabundance of kind of unusable red mana here to grab that arcane. I'm gonna do it twice, in fact.
It's cool that you can do that any number of times.
So, on one hand, I'm getting the mana I need. On the other hand, I'm flooding him with the red mana he wants. It's out there in the ether now, and he can just grab it and be like have a ton of what he wants. But anyways, I'm about to perform a ritual to make me a Mage Noir. Your maximum hand size becomes 4. Discard right away 2 4 cards in your hand. During your turn, you may discard a card from your hand to inflict 1 damage to your target at any time. So before I do that, I should probably, like, I don't know.
Clear out your cards.
I don't know. Yeah, like if I could get it down to 4, I won't have a downside to this. I need 2 breath to, like, can I get down to... I could come close. Not... Let's see here. Not really. I mean... I'm gonna become a Mage Noir. I'll lose 1 card.
That's not so bad.
Maybe acceleration. Maybe I'll get rid of my cheat card.
Yeah? Interesting.
I'm still kind of cheating by using it.
True.
As a discard. So during your turn, you may discard a card from your hand to inflict 1 damage to any target, and you can do that multiple times per turn. So like, it's kind of wild. Like if I do it right now, choose a card to discard. Like if I choose like acceleration, does 1 damage. So the idea here would be getting an abundance of mana to go off and like really chain card draw with discard with this ritual.
Right. That sounds painful, but it was only 1 hit. So
yeah,
they have
it has 6 health. I have 11 health. Here we go. This is where it really, I think, goes off. Let me just get lots of air. Maybe I want some dark too. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Take this one. 2 damage to any target, draw a card. So you want to do that. That's like an auto play, I think, for It doesn't matter which component I use. For the wind deck, you just almost always want to play the Zephyr because like it's free 2 damage plus you get the card draw. You are spending mana, of course, but
Right.
like I can win right now. And I can do this 4 times like this. Discarding my hand.
Oh.
There you go.
Huh, cool.
Interesting. I don't know if that was the best way to play, but I did it. So they also gave me booster packs. You earn them, but if you're streaming for them, you get free ones. So you can open up booster packs. Ooh, fun. To modify your decks.
Okay.
And it's showing, I think, these chevrons underneath here, these diamonds showing me how many I own.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
I haven't shown you guys the green. I'm gonna not do. So, yeah, open as air, open as fire, open as water, open as vegetal. Like you can choose, like who to be when you're doing it. Like here's my collection. They gave me all 4 decks as well. But if you're playing for free, you'll get to choose one. Let me show you Surging Growth, which was funny because I tested Surging Growth, or the Vegetil deck, before the show, and it was the easiest to understand.
Art is amazing.
That isn't great art. This was very easy to understand. So after I tested this deck, I was like, let's go. I'm good. This was so easy. You need seed and tree components, relies on its permanence, both offensive and defensive forces to defeat the opponent. Forests are incredibly powerful spells, so try to prepare them as soon as possible. So, basically, grab 2 green mana, play a dead tree, which is a permanent that goes out there. And finally, we have creatures for once. It seems like green's the only one with creatures from what I can tell, from what we've seen so far. And it does, if you're Mage Noir, this permanent has Protector. You may redirect damage that the opponent controls to this permanent. But right now it's just a dead tree, doing nothing at all. It has 2 offense, but it does nothing.
Okay.
It's a dead tree.
Okay.
But it's going to contribute to my forests, I guess, or my trees that I can use to cast. Because even if they're over here, even though it's not a component, it can be used like a component, I think, and count as a tree, I believe. Which I need 2 of to count like my enchanted forest. I need 1 of to cast my bark armor.
Okay.
Take this one. I can cast a seed to go out as a seed component, which I think, yeah, we need seed components to play like animated tree. So channeling the seed, sending it out there, not doing anything else this turn. Yeah, so from my very general quick experience, guys, I recommend, if you're like familiar with other CCGs, to consider the green deck. For me, it was the easiest to understand by far.
Right.
Well, Flames was pretty easy to understand too.
Yeah.
Wind, not too bad, but boy, Blue, yeah, I'm still not sure what that strategy is yet.
Mineral is apparently the slowest of all the elements.
So yeah, you can't even choose from Arcane or Mineral decks when you start as a noob. So I suppose you could maybe build a deck around those eventually by collecting cards. All right, there's 2 mana pools. One has 3 in it, so I'm obviously going to want to grab that one. So I want to put into that pool what I want. Eventually, I'm going to want a mineral available out there, so maybe I'll just generate one over on the left. I think it goes left first, yeah. And then I'm going to give myself, this is the pool I'm taking, so I want maybe only get to choose one thing to put into it. I have a blue.
We have 1 water, 1 fire in the bottom left in our mana pool right now.
I actually just need another green. Because I want to play this animated tree. I have a seed on the board, and my animated tree can go out there because I have a blue and I have 3 green. This is a permanent. When put into play, discard the seed component used to cast it. So this is one of those instances where you lose the component.
Okay.
At the beginning of your turn, and that makes sense flavor-wise because it's a seed. It grew into this animated tree. At the beginning of your turn, inflicts 2 damage to the opponent. Then you put a seed from your discard pile into play prepared. Protector, you may redirect damage, and it already has protector status. I don't need to be a Mage Noir to have protector status, meaning I can redirect all damage to this guy if I choose. Basically making him a blocker in a way, if you want to think about it in a magic way. So he's out there and doing 2 damage per turn. So if you're familiar with Magic or other games like that, you might think that this number on the left is its offense. That is not its offense.
Oh.
The number on the left is, again, the mana locked underneath it, which comes into play when these things are destroyed. The mana goes back to the ether. That's basically what that means. Preview of your discard pile, so I can bring that seed back into play or into preparation.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
I'd like to get...
We need 3 trees for this?
Yeah. Right now I should just work on putting out more trees if I can. Dead trees might be a good idea. So I probably just want to generate a bunch of green mana. I could also trade for some green mana if I need to. But right now, yeah, I'm just going to play dead tree, get more trees out there. So yeah, the number on the left is not offense, it's the mana locked underneath. The offense that he's doing is written in the card, which says at the beginning of your turn, inflicts 2 damage to the opponent.
Okay.
My seed I could have put out there. It's just sitting in preparation. So I guess, yeah, prepared cards just sit there until you want to decide what to do with them. I can cast this at any time from my preparation state in my turn. I can give it 1 health to me, or I can send it to my prepared components.
Okay. And then here you can redirect the damage.
Yeah.
Or not.
Sure. He takes 1 damage. So there was another card during the tutorial when I first tested this deck that constantly healed up these guys.
Ooh, really?
Which makes this deck seem really difficult to defeat in my view. I have nothing, so this guy was trying to bring back a seed, but there's no seeds to be had.
So we have 4 fire mana and that's it.
I'm just putting out water out there so it's available later, maybe. I have 1 water. I could trade some flame for the water that I prepared. Yeah, let's do it. So I'll go grab it from the ether. Grab that water mana that's sitting there. Wait, what? Yeah, there's 2 out there. Taking it. And since he's flame and I don't want him to have, like, oh, so by doing this, I'm sending flames out there, remember?
Yeah.
That's the downside. So,
that's so interesting.
like, by taking this last blue mana,
you're giving him...
I'm giving him 2 flame potentially to take next turn if he wants it.
And you did that twice, so
I did
actually
that twice.
4.
Yeah, so now there's a big pool sitting out there. It's really interesting, and it's like only through a lot of play would I start to be able to understand how that comes in.
Yeah.
How that works. So we can play the Enchanted Forest now because it requires 2 tree components, 2 green mana, 2 blue mana. I have the mana required, and over here, these guys technically also count as components. Even though they're on the permanent side of the board, they're still components within their name. If you weren't here to hear me explain this, the name of the card is what contains the component that it is. So 3 trees basically. So anyways, let's read what Enchanted Forest does. Permanent. At the beginning of your turn, you and your vegetal permanents with health points gain 2 HP.
Oh, this is it. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a protector. So, in my view, I don't understand how this deck is defeatable. And this is the one I'm going to use to go up against real AI.
Okay, cool.
Which components I want to use doesn't matter. They don't get destroyed or anything. So there, I had to use 2. That'll probably be a mechanic that matters later, like which ones you choose to activate it. Maybe because some cards do destroy the components they use to cast. Maybe that's why you're choosing. So I can redirect this to a card with Protector. It took 3 damage. I should have read that card, but it's fine because it's going to heal up. But I'm glad it didn't kill it.
Yeah, that would have so done.
I thought that was another one that does 1 damage. So it just healed up everything on the board and overhealed them.
I was just going to ask that. It overheals.
Yes, which just makes this seem way too powerful, but I'm sure they took that into consideration when they were designing the game. How powerful that is.
Huh.
I want maybe to make some blue mana out there. I'm gonna take... Strategy is hard. Like I can continue to trade. I want that mineral mana, I think. I want extra minerals. No, I only need 1 mineral. And I have it. No, I don't. Okay.
Enjoy your fire.
Like here, I'll soon be able to cast another enchanted force. That seems insane. So anyway, I have hostile force, which requires 3 trees, but I need 3 green mana. Now, let me see. No, I was trying to actually cast it because I thought that maybe if I cast it, it would unlock that green mana. But I messed up and said channel, so now it's just sitting out there as a seed. Darn. Well. Anyways, I think I've got this under lock because, like...
We have 22 health, they have 13.
Yeah, and we heal 2 per turn, and that's insane. Yeah, it doesn't matter. No. You can do the damage to my face. Like, it really doesn't matter. Okay. So, yeah, those guys are like so overhealed. He's doing 2 free per turn. That only comes up because it's trying to retrieve a seed from my... I could play this... Oh, no, I can't. Well, I could.
How you don't have 3?
Druid of Horns equipment. At any time, you may look at the top card of your deck. If it's a seed, show it to your opponent and put it in your hand. Your seeds cost 1 less Vegetal mana. If you're a Mage Noir, your seeds cost 0 mana. I don't need that card. I'm not going to cast that. I'm just going to generate a bunch of green mana. Interesting. So I could choose this one. Yeah.
And then trade?
And then trade. Maybe it's a wash in the end. I think it ends up being a wash, what ends up being available to him next turn. Yeah, it's the same.
Is it?
Yeah. But that was interesting. So, this hostile force is what we were really moving towards. I should have really got that across, but I played this earlier, and I know that this is the card. Permanent, at the beginning of your turn, inflicts X damage to any target, X being the current health points of this permanent. Like, what?
Oh my god. Okay.
What?
It has 10?
Yeah, that's insanity.
I was like trying to think in my head what would be a lot, and I was like, man, if it was like 5 or 6.
Uh-huh. Like, I win next turn. And I'm really interested to play this deck against a proper AI opponent to see... I feel like out of all the decks, I know how to pilot this one the most. So I'm most interested in seeing how this plays out.
And now it's 12.
Yeah, now it's 12. This is insane. Like, no card to select is trying to do that guy's abilities first. So I just... And then I choose to hit him. Insane. Like... Alright, so... I think I'm ready to go against real opponents.
Yeah, with this green deck for sure.
Yeah. So you can You can challenge human opponents. You can also, I think, get randomly matched up with people. Create game, join game.
Cool.
You can do casual games. Ranked games are coming, I think, unless they're already here and I'm just not allowed to do it because I'm not high enough yet or something. I'm not sure. Used to get new cards. You find it in Booster Secrets. Power. Anyways, for now, let's go play with my Surging Growth. I could edit the deck, but I barely understand the game yet, so... So here we go. Choose a starting hand. Okay,
oh, cool.
That's interesting. This is what happens in a real game. Probably want the dead tree. That's how you cast more things.
There are 3 similar cards in these decks.
From what I can tell, this is the one that's going to get me towards casting things. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe this Sprouted Seed into Animated Tree might be the best route. Yeah. Okay. So I want to cast the seed first. So my opponent's going first. Grabbed 2 red mana. I'm going to create for myself a combination of... So the pool on the right's always usually going to have the most mana in it, but it will have the least selected, like...
Can we pause here just for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so add 3 mana to the ether, to the available ether.
Yeah.
So on the left...
And there's 2 pools of ether in the ether, and you have to... They alternate as you add them.
So it goes left, right, left.
Yeah, so the one on the left will be the one that you get to the mana you want the most, but the one on the right will be the one with the most leftover random mana.
Okay.
So it's like, I mean, I just want like maybe toss a green over there. Maybe one day I'll get that green, but I could trade for it if I had enough mana, but for now I just really want these 2.
Okay. And then that's just saved for later.
Yeah. So
and your opponent could take that.
They can grab it because it might be the one that like, yeah.
Okay.
So Sprouted Seed, Transmutable, drop. This spell can be used as a drop component. So it's a seed component, but can also be a drop component. Take 1 tree card from your deck. This is if I cast it as a spell. I could take a tree card from your deck, show it to the opponent, and put it in your hand, and then shuffle your deck. But I want this out there as a component, just sitting there like that, because next, or in the coming turns, I'm going to be able to play Animated Tree with it. For now, just prepare to seed, basically.
Okay.
They are casting a flame projectile, and then the mana that they used to cast it went into the ether, got released into the ether. So it's in here. It went out here. So they got to choose where it went.
4 right now.
I really want green mana and blue mana. So I'll probably take... that. I could have 2 extra mana here, but it's, again, a wash, because, like, if I use that 2 red mana, I will... Yeah, it's so interesting how this mana pool stuff works.
I love the mana pool system. It's so different.
Yeah, so I could like grab that extra green by spending these 2 red that I don't need, but that of course puts out 2 extra red for him to grab next turn potentially. So now I have 2 green mana, 1 blue mana, still not, and 1 wind. Not enough to cast what I want, unless I wanted to go ahead with the Sylvan Healer. Choose one. This could be a spell, or it's not a good component because it's a Sylvan or a Healer, and we don't have anything that requires either in these early. I'm sure as like you collect more cards, you get more interesting component requirements, but yeah, this is only really good as a spell. Target vegetal permanent with health points gains 4 HP, or you gain 3 HP. That's something just to keep in my hand. So I'm just working my way towards enough to cast one of these animated trees, which I'll have soon.
My test is next weekend. Thank you for asking. Ooh, what's that one?
This is the Mage Noir ritual. Which I don't even think I've done Mage Noir as a green. Okay, you become Mage Noir. At the beginning of your turn, you lose 1 health point, which is not an issue for this deck. That's its downside? Wow. During your turn, you may destroy 1 permanent you control to inflict damage equal to its health points. All right.
Wow.
So you start to chop down your own forest or decompose it to start to do damage.
And you can do that multiple times per turn.
Mm-hmm. It requires Arcane to activate that. I should maybe start working my words toward Arcane. Okay, so to these 2 pools, probably I need, yeah, I just need green mana right now. Doesn't really matter here, I guess, because I'm trading for that. So,
Yeah, this part makes way more sense to me now.
it's a bit to get your head around, but yeah, it's very unique.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, I am always interested how CCGs are going to tackle the mana problem. All right.
That seemed like their biggest thing
Yeah.
whenever they came up with the game.
And then, so since I had to burn that seed to cast, because the animated trees are unique in that they kind of destroy the component they used because it was a seed, so it's like grew out of the seed. I could release the mana manually or auto release it, which just decides which pool it goes in which order. Just like when you get mana prepared,
Okay.
it's alternating. So it's like, you know, oh yeah, it did the last one because it was automatic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, but if there was a ton there, like I would go bam, 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 and decide where they go, try to strategically put them where that makes sense.
Okay.
And turn, so I have this animated tree out there now that is doing 2 damage to my opponent per turn, and will bring seeds back from the discard pile. In a way, the fact that it destroys the component is not a bad thing at all because it brings back these seeds. Now you can do it to my face. How much damage?
Ooh, that looks like a
That's
big
a
one.
lot of damage, it feels like. But how much is this? Is that card I never end up? It's the Magma. It's the one that I messed up and put out as a friggin' component. 7 damage. I'm glad because that would have destroyed this guy. And
Yeah.
I'd rather have him out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fact that he destroys the component isn't a bad thing, really.
No,
My animated tree, because it brings it back right away,
because it like shakes it out.
and it does, and I don't even have to recast it. It goes into my preparation pile, so it's like, it doesn't even cost mana to bring back. If anything, it adds versatility because now I can cast it as a spell instead of just as a
Right, yeah.
component.
So right now they have 15 and we have 10 points.
Which flavor-wise makes a lot of sense because it's kind of like composting. Let me grab that dark mana next. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend these 2 red mana that I don't need to grab.
The
dark
dark, we're
mana,
trying to
'cause-
get up to 3, right?
Yeah, I'm working towards the Mage Noir.
Okay.
So wait, what does this guy do if I cast him? Take 1 tree card from your deck, show it to the opponent, and put it in your hand. Do I need? I think I'd rather
Have a seed,
have
right?
a seed. Because I have another animated tree ready soon.
Yeah.
I think I messed up though. Yeah, that was
Why?
bad.
Why?
I could have probably done a lot of things this turn if I had like thought better. Like if I had gotten a blue mana ready, I would be playing this guy right now and then having 2 animated trees out there. So if you're playing, if you're a red mage and you're against the green deck, you should definitely be trying to burn the trees down. That should be your #1 priority, which kind of goes against what their strategy wants to be, which is constant face damage. So they're tempted to always be going face, but this forest gets very dangerous very quick. They just became Mage Noir.
Okay.
I want to become Mage Noir. Where is it? I don't have. Yeah, I do have the
Yeah,
ritual.
it's 2 over.
Yeah.
You could if you got 2 darks. 2 arcanes right now.
And I'll grab the one with 10 mana in it.
Yeah, you will. And then trade. Cool.
So as the game goes on, just by design, the game becomes more mana fluid and fixes mana screw in a way.
Yeah.
Because eventually both players are just getting flooded with an abundance of mana that they can use to play anything out of their hand. So,
Neat.
yeah, I'm gonna do the. Well, you become Mage Noir. I don't want to burn down my forest yet, though. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It makes sense as the final, like, basically Mage Noir is the final thing that you do. What does this do for him? It just says you become Mage Noir. So the flame, they don't even have any extra effects. Their rite of passage, they just become Mage Noir, period.
Huh. And then it has
So it makes their
effects
other
on
cards
other
more powerful.
cards, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Sorry, allergies kicking up.
All right, so I have 2 of my forests out there now. They'll do 4 damage total next turn, and then I could play the Ritual of Decomposition, which would be able to chop them both down and do another 3 damage each, and I think I'll win. I think that's how. I think I did it right. As long as I don't lose this turn.
It wasn't bad to get those arcane cards.
Yeah. And then I have to. All right. And then eventually I'm gonna need. I do have mineral. I don't think this matters though. I'm just gonna get some green. I'm actually running out of green.
Yeah, we are a bit low too. You could trade it.
Yeah, it looks good. But I think I win because if I do the ritual right now. Oh, not quite.
Because we're at a green now?
No, I would bring them down to 1 health. And I don't. Can I like do 1 more damage to something else? Damage inflicted by vegetable permanents you control is increased by 2. Oh, that seems pretty good. But I already spent my mana. But do I have?
You could trade.
I don't think
Maybe.
I can get. Oh, I can. All right. Getting some green, extra green. Yeah, I don't even know how I would like be able to think about trying to starve my opponent of mana. I would only, as a beginner,
right?
focus on getting mana I needed and just hope that it works out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this ring out there. It's gonna make these guys do 2 extra damage per turn. Okay.
We have 10 health, they have 7.
I think I just win now if he can't kill me right now. But he might be able to. He's red. What is that?
Inflicts 5 damage. Sorry.
4 damage per little guy, and yeah, it's over without even really having to use my ritual.
Yeah.
Okay, I can defeat easy AI. Can I turn up the AI difficulty? Here's the credits. This is who so you got these guys. You got directors, producers. So like
Okay.
a few more than just 2. 2 main at the helm though, for sure. Yeah, and they've also been tweaking the user experience, the UI and everything to make it better.
Yeah, nice. Oh, they have challenges too.
That's what I did by playing those.
Ah, okay.
I want to see if I can make that play out differently.
I don't see where you can change the...
Yeah, I'm not sure how to make the AI harder. Probably don't need my ritual to start. This looks like the best. Yeah, I can just at a glance tell that. And I'm right away gonna play a seed. Maybe I could play a sprouted seed. Counts as drops. That's the only real difference. And it can go fetch trees from my deck. He started off by getting 2 flames out there right away.
Water?
Yeah. go. Yeah, Mystic Knight, but there's also Mineral and Arcane. It's just that your 4 starting decks can be any of those that you just listed. But yeah,
Right.
Mineral and Arcane as well, and I'm sure you can build a deck around Mineral and Arcane. It's just that they don't give you those as options to start. This is the first time I've
Ooh.
seen this. Prodigious Sowing. Permanent, as long as this permanent is in play, up to 3 seed components you control have transmutable tree. They can also be trees, which really stacks with some other cards that we have. Pay 1 vegetal mana and 1 water mana, or destroy it at the beginning of your turn. Oh, that costs a lot to keep out there.
Yeah.
Something you probably want to use later when it's comboing with the other cards that give you benefits for having trees.
Yeah.
This Enchanted Forest, all your vegetal permanents get 2 life. Yeah, that's what keeps things alive. Ephemeral Brambles. The opponent chooses 1. They discard 1 card in hand, or they lose 3 health points. Brambles. I just want...
Okay, and you can see how many cards they have in their deck. That's the first time that's actually come up. So they have 3 cards in their deck right now, I guess.
Wait, they have to have more than 3. They have 34 cards in their deck. I have 33. Hand. They have 3 in their hand, yeah.
3 in their hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I think that's good.
Did you choose to play against fire? Or
No.
did you choose random? Interesting.
I might try to see if I can get matched with a human opponent if possible. I'll probably get destroyed. Put out a tree, build up my forest. They can look at the top card of their deck at any time. Let's see here. Oh.
We have no mana.
Yeah, that's annoying. I mean, it's really hard.
I'd almost just keep it.
Yeah, I don't want to flood him with
Yeah.
red mana so that he can keep playing stuff. I feel like trades should only be done when you really, really need to.
Maybe, eh?
Yeah, like,
This is so interesting, like, figuring it out, the strategy.
uh-huh. So it's like, you're kind of like purposefully building up the other mana pool in a way. It's not that bad to pass turn in this. As long as you're balancing what's going on. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Whenever you lose health points or damage is inflicted to you, you may pay 1 fire mana and what? Let's see here. That looks nice.
Yeah.
But you may inflict 1 to the opponent. So, okay, so you can turn red mana basically into damage whenever he's attacked, and you can do it twice, which these 2 things aren't good to have 2 of. It really doesn't matter that he has 2. They can only be activated individually, so he would be spending... He can't, like, for 1 mana activate both.
Okay.
Fire Mask... Okay. Burning Robe. If a fire spell you control would inflict damage to an opposing target, it deals that much damage plus 1 or 2 if you're mage 4. Okay. Well, anyways, I can get my good old Enchanted Forest out there, I think. Not yet, because I need 2 trees. Yeah, I need 2 trees. So I need another
Okay.
tree on the board.
Where's forest?
I don't have another tree. Well, wait, why is this guy? Oh, yeah, no, I can't play this guy. He
Yeah.
requires seeds, not trees. I love this guy. And, it, well, it does matter this time which one I choose, because whichever I want to have in preparation matters.
Right.
And the release of mana matters, which is another huge thing. Yeah, the pool gets more abundant. It's so interesting, like by releasing mana, it makes the ether more abundant, but your opponent gets first crack at it to see what they would like. I could redirect it to a protector. I don't want to. I'm afraid.
They have 17, we have 16.
I'll choose this, and then it comes back out. And then...
What would they do it again?
They're spending mana to do it, though.
Yeah, so it's 15 them, 14 us.
Put out Enchanted Forest to start healing. So I really need green and red and blue. So I'm going to take the pool on the right. This will start healing not only me up, but also my guys out there. Kudos to them on their game design for choosing something quite abstract but unique as well. Mm-hmm. Only with time would this really start to flow in your head, the mana flow between you and your opponent.
Yeah. It's so interesting that it was a board game first. Like, it just, I feel like it makes sense.
Well, I'm of the opinion that all of these make sense.
As video games.
As video games.
Yeah.
Chores, I am not a fan of on tabletop, so I'm in the right realm here.
So they have 9 health and we have 16.
Okay, I'm gonna go get that like that, and then I'm gonna cast. I could probably start trying to grab some arcane mana, but now I have double healing happening. Now I just see this is, I don't understand how you can. I'll have to see some maybe human opponents to understand how you can take down this green deck once it gets solidified, because like, uh-oh.
I was like, they're taking a lot of arcane up there.
The Crimson Ritual's out. So they have multiple rituals. One of the rituals we saw them use earlier
different.
Was just a ritual. It just made them Mage Noir, and that was
it. Right.
It's a little scary.
A little bit, but they're down to 4 health now, and we're at 16.
I don't want to lose my trees, so I'm going to take it to the face. All right.
They have 2 health now.
The reason they were doing 3 is because this says during your main phase you lose 1 HP to take 1 fire mana from the Infinite Ether and draw 1 card. And then they're comboing that. Well, I just won because my guys are awesome. All right. There I was, winning and not knowing it. So can I just go out and... Oh, it's just gonna, like, match me up with a human opponent here.
Oh, terrifying. You could do it.
Yeah.
You did choose, it's still the green deck?
I think. Too late now. Let's have some water.
Yes.
So, we're sponsored today by Catapult, guys. Check out the link in the description to check this game out for free yourself. Go through the tutorial, try to understand it as well as I did, or better. I think I pretty much get it. The only thing we really encountered real trouble today was just understanding how that 1 blue ritual works, and I just don't understand how to activate it.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate we started the show with that, because like that's the only real kink we've encountered besides just getting our head around the general core mechanic of the game.
Right.
which comes with time. They're estimating less than 1 minute to get matched up here, though.
Does it matter that we're in Japan?
Might. I hope we can get matched up, though. Oh, there we go. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Pretty damn good. Like, I was playing other CCGs that would take longer than that.
Yeah, and their estimated time was right.
I'm gonna take this one. Oh, they have me on a timer now because I'm against human opponents. So this is gonna be...
It's on the right-hand side. It started counting down from 90 seconds. And we are playing a red deck again.
Looks like probably, but we don't know yet. They just happen to have an avatar that has red. It could be anything.
Okay.
Spreaded seed. Seems simple enough. This is where the real learning will come in, watching the opponent do stuff to see how this works. They're getting air, and then they traded? No, they didn't trade. No, they didn't trade. All right, I want to play an animated tree soon. I want to grab... Not quite. I'm not ready to play an animated tree. Building up my mana.
They're grabbing a lot of arcane.
This is interesting. Ah, they're playing a wind deck. Here we go.
Okay.
Who did they deal the damage to? Me? Wait, what? How? There was no target? They discarded it?
They must have discarded it, yeah. Damn, an air deck? It's a tough one. Yeah.
Animated tree. I have a feeling... I don't know. That they kept some cards in hand that can deal damage to prepare for dealing with these guys. Like if they know what they're doing. Inflicts 2 damage to any target. Draw 1 card. I don't understand why it didn't do any damage to anybody. It's like they just discarded it, but I didn't see any card out there that does discarding. Airblade inflicts 3 damage to any target. They decided to go for my face instead of taking out the guy that's going to do 2 damage to them every turn? That seems crazy. Now I'm intimidated.
Maybe they don't know what they're doing.
I'm going to put out... like that?
That feels good.
I guess. I need to put the seed in preparation, or channeled. Put out another animated tree. Why can't I cast them?
Oh, we have the mana.
I need a seed. The seed's out there.
Oh, we need 1 more green.
Damn it.
But we could trade.
Yeah, maybe I will. Ah, there's no green out there. That was my fault. I didn't prepare right.
And
I didn't
wind,
foresee
so
this.
maybe that would be bad.
I could put out...
You're good for time.
I'll put out my equip.
We don't have a bark.
Oh, I don't have bark. Oh, really? Bark is a thing. Okay. We're seeing different stuff. I'm gonna activate this and heal my guy. Oh. So I can overheal him just so that he doesn't get killed. I really want him out there, right?
Oh, then release your mana.
Oh, I could trade for it now? Because it got released.
Yeah, you could.
But now I don't.
But do you want to put wind out there?
No, I don't. So I'm building up my forest, keeping it stable. I did that by accident, but I think it's probably in the end good. Now he can't be one shot off the board or anything like that. And like they should have used their airblade to take him out, I feel, but I also don't know the game, so.
He has 16, we have 17.
Wow, and now because the mana released, I'm in a good spot. I might even prepare myself 1 mineral because I don't have it, and I know that there's a card in here that needs it. So I'm gonna grab that mineral for later, which will come in handy, I think. Now I can put out another animated tree. And my turn. Now I'm doing 4 damage per turn to the face, automatically. They don't seem to have a game plan for that. Oops. By the way, the game doesn't have controller support, but it was really easy to make it work with. Like, all you need is clicking and mouse movement in this game, so not at all an issue.
You don't want to bring that one back? You just closed it.
You couldn't. It's not a seed.
Oh, okay.
I need maybe... I'll just grab an extra arcane just in case. Yeah, this is what I'm taking over here. This person, are they newer than me? Could they possibly
Maybe they're just trying to get a handle of the wind deck.
Yeah, maybe. My enchanted forest is now gonna start healing my guys every single turn, and me.
We have 17 health, they have 12.
Your seeds cost 1 less vegetal mana, meaning I'll be able to play these seeds for just 1.
Ooh.
That seems crazy. And then I could activate this to go get myself a tree, another animated tree from my deck, because they get to see it, but I don't care.
Yeah. And then that seed goes into the discard pile, which you can pull back from.
I'm gonna, like, win my first human game, unless I really don't understand this. I'll redirect it, just in case that they're about to combo out, and I'm afraid, like, that they know what they're doing. Because that's what wind could do, is combo out by just constantly drawing into Zephyrs, because they only cost 1. They could, like, draw all of them if they got lucky in their deck in one big go. I can't get that. I think, and then, let's see. Maybe it's now time to put out Prodigious Sowing, because as long as this permanent's in play, up to 3 seed components you control have transmutable. They can count as trees. I have nothing that, like, does extra damage for having more trees, so that's only for, like, really late game combo.
Can't play anything that needs bark, so that cancels out 2 of those cards.
Yeah, I forget. This is free to play.
Yeah. We gain 1 health.
If I wanted, I could put in another one of these guys if I'm willing to give them the mana.
It's 90-second timer each turn for each player.
Like, I don't understand how they could possibly... Am I about to get schooled? Airblade, 3 damage to my face. Put 1 breath component you control back into your deck, 3rd from the top. And yeah, I win. 2 damage. Maybe not yet. Okay.
I think you're very close, though.
4. Can I do the last bit of damage with a spell? 2. I think I have a spell. Don't I?
Well, our mana's getting down there, kinda. You have 10 wind.
Which I can't really use, but...
Yeah.
So the game, in a way, also really encourages big multicolor strategies, because you'll be able to use all the mana that otherwise you'd have to be trading out to the ether.
Yeah. You have a seed. Yeah,
I really don't need that, though. That card doesn't do anything, really. I could use this to go grab an extra tree if I felt like another animated tree makes sense. I don't have the mana to cast it unless I trade, and I don't think I want to trade. So I'm just waiting till next turn, I guess, to see if I win.
I mean, they have 2 health and we have 18. Okay.
That's
so
it.
You won.
I must have been, like, matchmaking must take into consideration how many matches you've ever played and put you up against somebody very new. Let me try again against a human. I did it.
Very interesting.
So check it out, link in the description. It's free. It only costs your time to see if you might be into this game. An alternative to the established titans of CCG out there. Very difficult space to get into for an indie. It requires a critical mass of players, and I know they want to, like, you know, like any game like this wants to get that pool going of players, so they kind of have to be free to some extent. But yeah, I've been impressed by how it handles mana. A little bit difficult learning curve in terms of just concept. It's simple in practice, but the concept is hard to get the shared ether mana pool.
It feels like something I think you should try.
You have to
really get the hang of it.
Yeah, it's like the only way to really get your head around it. Water.
And the fact that you kind of can't see our mana pool in the bottom left-hand corner there.
So I'm just channeling components out. He's just channeling out a component. These are components that cost him nothing, but will be discarded anytime they get used. This one stays out there that he played, the second one.
So, red deck.
I need some bark.
But we don't have any.
I haven't seen any bark yet, I feel.
I saw one in a rejected hand earlier.
So just preparing. This person's name is Armare. Okay. So the trouble, like, like if I play my animated trees now, they go out without much protection. It's like, should I put him out there? Every turn he's out there, he starts dealing damage, but on the other hand, a red deck could take him out next turn.
They burn shit down, that's for sure.
Like, would I want to... I'm just gonna put him out there.
See what happens.
See what happens. See if I'm playing a more competent human this time. Just preparing components. That would have only done 2 damage to him anyway.
Right.
Okay. The Bramble Ring can damage inflicted vegetable is increased. Okay, so I make my guys deal 2 extra damage per turn. If I want to cast that, I mean, yeah, I want the card that lets me, the druid that lets me heal a guy up 4 to make that guy more resilient out there. That's the druid ring, but...
to cast the druid ring, we would need 1 mineral and 3 green.
I was just thinking of, I kind of calculated that wrong.
Well, you could trade.
Do I want to? No, I like the mana I have. Well, I could. No, and I
But
still
then you're
wouldn't be able to
also
cast
giving
what I
it
want.
to- Okay.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Oh, 17 seconds. Sorry, guy.
You can do it to my face. Did 3, so he could have shot it at my tree and chose not to. That's weird. Alright, I'm gonna give myself a mineral this time. I'm gonna put a dark on that side, mineral on this side, green over there. Select this one. Give myself, so now I have like 1 wind, 4 fire, 2 water, 3 green, 1 mineral. I'm gonna wear the ring now.
Ooh.
That's all I can really do. I could go fetch. Well, I could do that. But I wouldn't have the... Yeah, sure, I'll do it anyways, though. So I'm gonna go grab myself another animated tree for using later. I need green mana to cast him. He's very expensive for green mana. 3 is what he costs. He is casting the Crimson Ritual, meaning that during his main phase, he may lose 1 HP to take 1 fire mana from the Infinite Ether.
And draw a card.
And draw a card. So it produces for him like infinite mana for taking 1 damage plus card draw, which is scary. That is definitely scary because he could just like combo out hard. It's like unlimited gas for... So I want to draw into that card that lets me heal. Pretty bad. And I'm not getting it yet.
Yo, he has 3 health and you have 17?
Oh, shoot. I didn't even notice that.
How does he have
I
3
win
health?
next turn then.
Again?
He's been using health, I guess, to get good.
Winning and not knowing it.
Oh, I can just do this. Well, nah, I don't want to spend that money because he gets to choose. This can deal 3 damage, but he gets to choose to discard or to take 3 health. Oh, I have to discard. Darn it. I guess. See, so what's the maximum hand size is 7. We haven't run into that yet.
Yeah.
Don't win. I win?
Why did that only do 1?
I think I'm up against some very, very beginners. All right. Will I slowly get matched up with people who... You don't have a... Yeah, I do. There we go. Let's try another one against a human. So far, I'm a pretty big deal. I'm that guy at the card tournament that you just think looks so attractive because of how good he's doing at all the games.
It's true.
You know the guy.
Yeah.
It was me. So this is I think they expect to release more sets as well. This is like the initial set.
Okay.
I wonder if they'll do it with the physical game too. I guess it depends on, fan support.
Yeah,
but
right?
digital is certainly a lot easier to consider releasing sets.
Yeah.
Definitely prior experience with other card games helps Mystic Knight, for sure.
Yeah. I really like this timer sound.
I could try to play as red.
I feel like I'm just wrapping my head around green.
Elenated, I'm up against. Okay.
Seed and Dead Tree are common for both of those. And Enchanted Forest. There's only 2 unique cards.
I got this. This curves out pretty nice, I think.
Okay.
start generating some. Put out the dead tree.
And we're playing a red deck again.
Yeah. Looks like it. We played against one wind at one point. Look, guys, it's winter. I've got socks on. Yeah, I'm okay with this, I think. Just generating some stuff.
Nah, first day of summer soon. Poor
Australians.
Australia.
Poor Australians. Let's see here.
On the first.
Need lots of green. Almost ready for an animated tree. He needs to use a seed to come out. I just need one more green. Well, go ahead, dude. I thought I was gonna curve out nice, but it didn't quite. He's got this card over here that at any time lets him look at the top card of his deck. And do what? What does it do again? Bonus needing multiple times. Pair your first. Okay, so it like reduces the cost of component cost.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get an animated tree out there.
You're getting in the groove with this deck.
I guess I just need to face an opponent who actually wants to kill these permanents, which is the good strategy, but we have yet to face one who knows that, it seems. That would make this a little bit challenging. Let's see here.
Nice. Got 2 green on the right.
That's probably what I'll be.
I'm getting the
The
idea.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, this card just requires 3 trees to do it. Like, I might as well play a dead tree.
Yeah, gear towards that. Get a mineral next turn. And a green, hopefully.
Unless he kills a tree. So, probably want to give myself mineral. Sure, like that.
Thought you were gonna select the right. That would have been bad.
There you go.
Ooh!
So now,
They have 15, we have 17.
the card's insane. Like, it's gonna do, as soon as it activates, it's gonna do 10 damage to him.
He has 3 health.
Like, I'm done. You go. What's going on here? They just discarded a card. They could have kept... They could have... What? I don't know what's going on with these human opponents.
That was an overkill.
Yeah. Another one bites the dust indeed. I'm feeling bad though.
BM.
I didn't though. I did this
Yeah,
little damage
it
that
was
I
like
could.
all we could do
Yeah.
is 9 over.
Yeah. Hello, Flashpoint.
Oh, hi. Is that your stomach?
Yeah.
Oh.
Might be a bit hungry. So, click the link in the description if you're interested. Let the sponsor know that you were interested because of us. Yeah, very interesting game. I hope that it does well and gets some momentum.
Yeah.
It's got good sound effects. One of the key things that like I would add, and this is just what like is expected of card games these days, is cool effects. They had it with
Kind of like the tornado.
the meteor,
yeah.
the growth, all that forest growth. Those seem to be the ultimate cards
Yeah.
for each of these. Yeah, Hostile Forest had a cool effect. Yeah, if all the cards had more of those effects too, that just adds extra polish that lets it stand up against the big boys in this space.
I would take the bottom one.
Yeah, I think the bottom one.
If it were me. How come you never get to play first? Because
Yeah,
you're
that's
always
weird.
winning?
Maybe that's it.
Oh, you might be playing a win deck.
Oh, yeah. Nothing I can do right now. Maybe I should have. It doesn't really matter, like, I mean, if I got a dead tree, like, out there or not. The dead trees don't do anything while they're out there. If anything, you're just exposing them.
Yeah, true, eh?
Like, it's a balance of how many cards you keep in your hand and how many you want to expose to the strategy you're trying to build, right?
Mm-hmm. They're going hard, wind, and dark.
I need to get a seed out there eventually, so you can prepare spells, which helps you keep your hand down. I don't have any spells. I only have permanents. Gain 1 health point. Oh, they're just putting that out there as a component. Might actually prepare myself. A mineral?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a dark over there, and then like maybe a dark on this side too, actually. And just start getting these like
God, we need bark. I've seen it once and we didn't even play it.
yeah, there's no real reason to play dead trees early. Because your mana stays in your pool, and the dead trees do nothing.
But maxed.
Except max
Yeah.
hand size. So that's as long as you can hold it in your hand, you should probably keep it in your hand. Because they open you up to losing your trees, which are critical to your strategy. So like,
Right.
if you can, keep them in hand until you're able to go out and protect them with like healing and stuff.
Ooh, left is looking nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna play a ring to keep my hand under control, basically.
Right?
I mean, the trees are just there to cast my hostile forest, really.
Yeah.
Of course, you don't want to go too far down, because like if you do nothing for too long, they're gonna whittle away your health pool.
We're at 16 right now. They're
Getting-
at 20.
Sort of bad draws, though.
Yeah. A little bit.
Like, I guess I could put out the animated tree, but it would be vulnerable. Bark armor.
Hey, there's the bark.
Yeah.
You need a tree to pull out the bark, though.
If I put out this as a component. Oh, yeah, you do need 1 tree at least. And then I need an extra green mana. Sure. You can have 2 wind, and I'll take a green. Put a. Oh yeah, it counts as a component once it's out, and now I'll soon be able to play druid armor. which says each turn ignore up to 3 inflicted damage you receive from the opponent.
It's the first time we've seen armor on our character.
Yeah, I'm ignoring 1 per turn. Taking a decent amount, though. I'm at 13 health, guys. But let's see here. Just gonna generate a bunch of green, and I'll take this one.
Yeah, we didn't have any green.
Druid armor will let me ignore. Wait, what? Oh, it spent the bark armor. It destroys armor torso. Yeah, I had to discard it, but I also needed it in order to even get it. So I think that's actually intended.
Okay.
In a way.
But now we have no bark to activate what was down below. Oh, it was
that was the
one.
point,
Oh,
I
okay,
think.
okay.
Is the idea of the card design, I think.
Actually get it.
But now I'm ignoring up to 3 damage per turn, which is pretty good on my person, so I can like keep building this like long-term strategy. Hey? Huh? Nani? Oh. Ah. It was just a little stuck because I'm playing a human. Maybe there was some lag. So like I could cast another druid armor, but it would just destroy the existing druid armor. It can't stack. I need lots of more. I mean, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Should have actually got some mineral. Shoot. That's alright. Put out an animated.
Get rid of it. Sprouted seed.
And then I'll put out a... Now I have the 3 trees I need to play the hostile forest.
Okay. Once we have a mineral and some green.
Yeah.
3 green. So we're still at 13 health. They're at 20. This is a good one.
It feels like it. I'm just expecting them to like do something. Okay. So I'm now doing damage for the first time. What's this do? Equipment torso, damage from vegetable spells. I'm just gonna say vegetable because it's too hard to say vegetal. No, that's easy, but it's funny. Vegetable spells is increased by 3. Inflicted damage you take is reduced by 2. Anytime you may sacrifice this equipment and discard your hand to prevent all damage you would take until end of turn. Well, that's a get out of jail
But we
free.
need 2 druids.
Yeah, I don't have
we don't
2.
have
Yeah.
any. You have 50 seconds. Oh, there's druid.
I do have 2 druids because I have a ring that's a druid ring, and I have the druid
Okay.
armor, so I can cast that.
That
if I...
naming convention is really interesting. You want mineral and greens, don't you?
Yeah, I might trade for some. I really wanted to cast this. Druid armor, druid ring. Why can't I cast this?
You don't have any green.
I don't have any green. I thought I had.
You have 20 seconds.
Okay, I can do this. I'm gonna give them a lot of wind for it, though. Oh, you can stack it.
Nice.
Oh, that speeds things up.
Uh-oh, 12 seconds.
I can do this.
16 seconds. Somehow we gained time. By doing something, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the things that got destroyed,
Mana gets redistributed.
which will increase the pools next turn, so everything ramps into itself, which keeps the momentum of the game going.
It's probably just...
Yeah, it's just lagging a bit. I can probably get my hostile forest out there next turn. I probably could have won the game if I just did the hostile forest, but I'm just trying to do other things than just winning through hostile forest.
So we have 10 and they have 16.
So at any time I can sacrifice this now and negate all damage for the whole turn. It's basically a free, like, get out of jail card there.
Yeah. Damn, 17 mana on the right-hand side?
Okay.
I'll take it. Delicious. Let's cast everything.
I guess I'm gonna win from hostile force though, as usual. Seems a little overkill. It doesn't really matter, right? It's not gonna kill them.
We have 10 health, they have 11. They're choosing their mana, playing a card. Oh.
Yeah, this is...
They took 5 and 15.
Alright.
Wow! He won by 9 overkill again.
I think it could maybe work as a good casual game between friends too. I'm not sure if I was was that really human opponents or was that AI? They were all really bad.
People are just learning.
So here's how you unlock special cards with this. I don't know how I was gaining secrets.
Yeah, we seem to get 3.
I have tons of influence, which is used to buy booster packs. So if you go to the shop, and right now there's a big sale on this, Rite of Initiation, which gives you what looks like a lot of things for like 70% off. But if I go in here, I can use, I see. 1 booster pack for 1,000 influence.
And the rest are crowns.
Crowns, I think, is real money. You buy crowns with real money.
Ooh, go to cosmetics.
Oh, okay. Where? Oh, over here. Card backs. And then avatars.
Ooh.
Neat. Oh, that's cool. And then you can have different boards.
Cool. And then eventually emotes.
So, if you're interested in a free collectible card game with a really neat spin on the mana curve, especially, go check it out. CCG nerds, you know who you are.
Do it.
Thanks for watching today. Thank you to the sponsor, and we'll see you guys next time on Video Games Awesome Live. This is Mage Noir. Bye bye. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out today.
Yeah.
It's our first CCG sponsored show. That was fun.
No, that's okay.
Oh yeah, I knew going into the show was going to take a lot of concentration. Oh, you're talking about yourself. Keep an eye on Twitter, guys, for show announcements.
Uh-huh.
We'll see y'all later.